What is up, my dudes, and that one girl who doesn't like a dirty boy? This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos are coming weekly. You ring the bell, you'll know when they drop. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Cardinal communicator or save some money on some Beyond Riders gear or Kemimoto gear? You should definitely check my referral links down below. Want to support me and all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Bam! Then you should become part of the Brew Crew and join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, down by those 10,000 Amazon affiliate links that also go to a good cause is a link explaining what I do with your money. Get it? Got it? Cool. Let's move on. All right, guys, so if it's not obvious by the bucket right here, the sponges behind me and all that fun stuff, we're going to be cleaning the bike today. And this is part of the Sportster build for one, I feel like, very obvious reason. I know not much about this bike except for where it came from. It is incredibly dirty right now. I don't know what works, what doesn't work, what's seized up, what's not seized up, so on and so forth. I haven't even started the bike yet because I really do want to flush out all the fluids, make sure there's no leaks, put in like good, clean, fresh fluids. I don't want to go ahead and start the bike and then have something seize up. It's not what I'm looking for. And at the end of the day, a Sportster is basically a Lego kit. All Harleys are Lego kits. If something's broken, you just swap out that part and put it in. You could basically have a Harley forever, just, you know, swap the parts as they break. So I'm not too worried about putting in work and effort before trying to start it and finding out it doesn't start, because I can fix that. It can be fixed. No problem. So the reason why we're cleaning it first is because it gives you a really good hands-on for the bike, and it lets you find basically what condition a lot of stuff is in. Like looking over this bike already, I found like a dent in the gas tank. By cleaning it, I'm going to see what condition the chrome is in, if there's any other dents or scratches I need to know about, if there's missing screws or bolts, things like that. Kind of give me an idea of what I have, what I'm looking at, and what I need to do. So let's get into that. The first thing I'm gonna do is fill up this bucket with some boiling hot water, which I have boiling inside right now. I wanna make sure it cuts through all the grease and grime and 10 years worth of sitting in a storage container. And let's do that, let's go. All right, by the power of movie magic, a little bit of editing, we have some boiling hot water cut with some slightly cooler water so I don't, you know, burn my flesh off doing this, and just some Dawn dish soap because, you know, I want to cut through all the grease and grime. So let's cut to a washing montage. Let's do it. All right, guys, let's do a walk around on this bike and see what I've found so far. So right off the bat, there's a couple dents, some missing paint, a little bit of rust on this rear fender. Not a big deal. I was planning to paint all the tins anyway, so this will be getting cleared up. The dents, not a big deal either, because there will be a two-up seat sitting on here, so you're not even going to notice it. And to answer some of your questions, yes, I will be doing away with the king and queen seat. Just not what I'm looking to ride on. I want something a little bit more comfortable. I will be keeping the seat though. It's a really nice seat. It's in good condition. It was Ed's, so I will keep it in storage. It's not going anywhere. Not gonna sell it. Moving on, there's a little bit of surface rust on the frame and stuff. Nothing big. I can definitely clean that up before we put the bike back together. Like after the tins come off to send out to paint, I can definitely clean this up and make sure that, you know, it doesn't get worse. The engine is a bit of an anomaly for me. At one point in time, Ed did say that he got some work done on the engine to make this faster. So I'm not sure if he did any sort of big bore kit. I'm not sure if he just put a cam in. I can't quite tell if this is stock. Can't say I've seen too many 1990 Sportster engines to really answer that question. That's something Ron over at Boyd Cycles is probably going to have to check out and let me know. But we will get back to that for sure. Overall, the engine looks pretty solid. These fins could definitely use some more cleaning, and I will definitely get in there and do a better job. This is just for, you know, the quick and dirty to get an idea of what I'm dealing with here. Over here on the rear of the fender for the front tire, you can see that it's a bit scraped up and stuff. Again, not a big deal. I was planning to have all the tins painted anyway. Overall, past that though, this looks like a pretty solid fender with no issues, so that's good to see. I've been trying to use this front brake a few times while pushing the bike around. The bike is actually very hard to move around. I have no action in the handle for this, so I think that caliper may be frozen and it may be sitting really tight on that rotor. So yeah, that's probably gonna need some work. There we go. As I said, hasn't been registered in over 10 years. So yeah, this bike has been sitting and it needs some love. At some point in time, Ed did replace the suspension and he got progressive suspension. Honestly, I'm going to be replacing this suspension. You guys know who I like, and yes, you will be seeing their shocks on here soon enough. So other side of the engine, looks like he put an S&S air cleaner on there at one point in time. We'll definitely pull this cover off. Probably gonna have to replace that filter. I wanna check that out, see what condition everything's in. I absolutely love these little skull rings on the pushrod tubes. And these pushrod tubes do not look stock, which also makes me think that yes, at some point in time, Ed probably had some work done to this engine. So I am interested to actually try and figure out what is in here and what has been done. All right, I'm fairly certain this exhaust is stock. However, I don't think I'm going to be able to save this exhaust. I do have some ideas of what I want to do with the exhaust, so that's not a horrible thing. We'll see. That's one of those things where I haven't made entirely like solid decisions on just yet. So we'll see how that goes. So this is the dent I was talking about before. Like I do have a dent, a scratch. It's not too bad. I'm going to try and pull that dent. Worst case, I'm pretty sure some body filler will take care of that. It's not really bad. And if I can't get it all the way out, not a huge deal either. Just, you know, chick stick scars. It's cool. That'll be a scar. Whatever. Let's do it. It's also funny because as I look around, there's all kinds of like little skulls and stuff like that on this bike, just like I did mine. So clearly Ed and I have a ton in common. Another one of those skulls I was talking about. And of course, you know, the ones on the pushrod tubes, which are just awesome. And those will be staying. I have not seen these before. Those are awesome. I don't care if I change the pushrod tubes. These are staying. These are coming back. I love these. These are great. All right, so one of the things I didn't quite notice at first, and I'm actually a little bit amused by, you'll notice there's a brake pedal here, but there's no foot peg. And that's not something I removed. That was already gone. I don't have the key for this bike just yet. Ed's sister said she'd look around for it, see if she can find it for me. But this column lock that's just sitting here on the brake lever,
leads me to believe that Ed may have lost the key a while ago, and this is where he just stored his lock. I do remember when I was a kid and we go out on this thing, he would lock the column pretty much all the time. So that might have been why. And honestly, this is kind of a good place to store a lock. Although this is going to be a pain because I don't have the key for this either. So that'll be interesting. Nonetheless, like I said, no foot peg here, but he's got these forward controls here. Now, Ed was about my height, so I think that was just his way of installing forward controls without actually putting forward controls on this bike. Going forth, I'm probably going to install actual forward controls on this bike. So, yeah. But this was just one of those interesting little, like, get up, set up things that I saw while, like, going through this bike where I'm like, you know, whatever. This is part of making the bike your own.
All right, so some of you may have noticed the saddlebag racks that are behind me. Those are going to be coming off. I do want this bike very like streamlined, so I won't be putting saddlebags on this bike. The other thing you may have noticed is this is a fairly large tank for a Sportster. This is not your standard like 3-gallon tank. It actually has 2 caps, both of them lead into the gas tank. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, a Dyna gas tank. At one point in time, Ed actually went out, got the bigger tank, obviously had it painted, and his thing was he wanted to ride further on a tank of gas. So it wasn't about like, you know, the looks or anything like that. He just wanted more riding time, more time in the saddle, less time at a gas station, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I've gone back and forth about what I want to do, if I want to get a different tank, if I want to keep this one, and I'm going to keep this one. I like this tank. I'm going to have to drain all the fuel out of it. Right now it smells like turpentine. It's pretty gross. But yeah, I'm going to keep it. I just need to drain it, make sure it's not rusting inside. If so, I got to clean that out and reseal it. The bars are probably going to go. I don't really like the way those look, but I'm probably not going to go too much bigger on these either. We'll see. There's a few other things, like this cable going down to the transmission, like it's rubbing on the headlight, it's rubbing over here. So I'm gonna clean that up. It's braided steel and it's not coated. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that and just make it a little neater and cleaner so it's not like rubbing through everything as I work on this bike. I did take the frilly hand grips off. One of those things Ed and I did not see eye to eye on. Those will not be returning. In the beginning, you saw me take off a Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. That was Ed's sense of humor. That was actually representative of him and his wife. His wife had passed probably about 10 years before he did. So probably around the last time this bike got rode. So, you know, those were on there for that. I'm going to offer to return those to the family, see if they want them. If not, I'll clean them up and I'll keep them here. They will be in a good home one way or another. I don't know. That's what I got for today. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of pick at this a little bit and see what's here. I think next video, we're going to start stripping off some of the parts and just kind of see where things are at and what needs to be replaced, what needs to be fixed. Maybe look into shining out some of the chrome to see if I need to replace any of this chrome or have it re-chromed or just remove it all together, because you know my feelings about chrome. Although I do have some ideas on how to keep the chrome, preserve it, as again, like, you know, a throwback to Ed. He told me to make the bike my own, but at the same time, I don't want to completely erase him from the bike either. So I'm looking for a good combination of the two, and that's what I'm working on. So that's what I got today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dude you know who's like, ooh, clean bikes, love it. He loves this stuff, trust me. I'll see you all on the flip side.